Today, I am going to be doing the 20 questions challenge.
Hey, I'm Titus.
I'm Addy.
And we're Tidy.
Hey guys, what is up? It's been too long. Titus and I are trying to get this channel back, get it a kickstart going again. So, there's going to be videos like we did before. We're going to have unboxings. Surprise, surprise, I don't know who all knows, but baby number 1 is on the way, and Oreo is really excited, as you can tell. He's been my baby, and he looks pregnant. Anyway, with that being said, we'll probably do, I have ideas. I'm not going to tell you what yet, but it's going to be baby related, and we're going to do a lot more vlogging, hopefully. I think so. So, today, I am going to be doing the 20 questions challenge. 20 questions about me. I have my list, so here we go. Don't make fun of me. I'm weird. Okay, number 1. Where do I go when I eat out? If I'm eating like fast food, then my typical go-to, if I gotta be like cheap, my option is like McDonald's, even though they're not even that cheap anymore unless you have like coupons. Let's be real. But if I don't have to be cheap, then my option would probably be like Arby's, which everybody makes fun of because everybody's like, nobody eats at Arby's. I eat at Arby's. And then if I'm eating like sit down, then my favorite place to go around where I live would probably be Applebee's. But if it's out of town, then my all-time favorite sit-down restaurant is definitely, hands down, Lambert's Cafe in Missouri. I think I got that right. They call themselves the home of the throwed rolls, and if you've never been there, you're completely missing out. I've been there twice, but they have the best rolls. They have honey butter rolls, like fresh out of the oven, and frog legs. Go to Lambert's, it's the best. Question 2, do I like to cook? In a short answer, yes, but in a more complicated answer, I think we should break it into 2 parts. Can I cook and do I like to cook? Can I cook? Kind of. Like, not that great. I just, like Titus and Titus's dad and Titus's mother can all do out of like nowhere. They can just pull things out of their head, throw it together in a pot, and it's like the best thing that you've ever had in your entire life. And no, I'm not being dramatic. Trust me, it's fantastic. But I am not that way. I have to have a recipe, and even then, I get really mad if it's not like perfect. And I like to cook, I just wish I was better at it. Number 3, could I live without internet? Short answer is yes. Long answer is how long, because if it's like a lifetime, then if it was from when I was born, I liked it better when we didn't have internet. I didn't live that long without internet, but if I had from the start, which I did, and then like didn't have it the whole time growing up, then I think I'd be okay without it, because I just get tired of mindlessly scrolling, you know? So I think I could do it. Number 4, my most memorable birthday. I think my most memorable birthday was when I was 18. It was my 18th birthday, I think. I was at the beach. My mom surprised me with a beach trip. We went to Virginia Beach, and we brought Titus. We were dating at the time, and my mom took both of us to Virginia Beach. And I remember one night, I think it was the last night there, we both woke up like really, really early. Like it was still dark outside. And I'm pretty sure I saw a ghost. I don't know. But like, I saw a ghost on the beach. Titus thinks I'm a liar. We got up at like 4 a.m. or whatever. And then we watched the sunrise. We got coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, and then we brought donuts back for my mom. It was just like next level. It was a great birthday. On to number 5. What would my perfect day look like? If I could do anything in one day, it probably would be, I'd be in Tennessee with Titus, and we would spend the day fishing, like from morning till afternoon, and then that afternoon we'd go get catfish, all you can eat at Reelfoot Lake, and we would eat as many catfish as we can fit in our bellies. I'd probably like camp that night, like in a tent. That sounds simple, but honestly, those are the best days. I love being outside in nice weather. Like, it has to be 70 degrees at least. That would be good. Do I have a bucket list, and what is like one thing on it? I don't have a for real bucket list, but there are things I'd like to do before I die. Probably my top one scares me to death. I want to leave the country. I don't have a passport yet. I've only flown to Florida. Airports freak me out. Being out of the country feels like being in a whole other universe, so like time zones would really mess with me, and I don't like that, but I would enjoy myself. So I'd like to go to maybe Ireland. I think Ireland would be really nice. 7, any trips coming up? Titus surprised me this year with a trip to Virginia Beach for my birthday. And then coronavirus hit and messed everything up like it always does. He like reserved our hotel. I think we got like the Hampton or something like that. They emailed him and said, "You're uninvited, don't come, sorry, COVID." So I don't think we're gonna get to go, but we'll find something fun to do. But I was really excited for that trip. Favorite hobby? My favorite thing to do is, like anytime anybody asked me what my favorite thing to do was growing up, I always just said art, because that's just like what I did in my spare time. And now I don't do it as much, and I probably should, but I like to make DIYs. I like to, which might be in the future videos, because I still like them. I still like to paint, I still like to draw, but I have become so picky of my art that it like takes a lot of courage to do it, and a lot of energy, and like it's just a lot. So if you were to ask me now my favorite thing to do, I'd probably say it's not really a hobby. I just like to be outdoors. I like to go for walks. I like to sit out at the pond that my husband just built. I like to play with my dog outside when he's not stinky, and take my cats outside. Like, I just love to sit outside. That's my hobby, and it's lame, but that it is what it is. Next question, any pets? So I have Bentley. He's a golden doodle, and he will be a year old this month. And then Oreo, who came out of the office and was sitting right here, I held him up like my little baby. He is my baby. We adopted him from a shelter probably like fall or winter of this past year. They think about 6, so he's an adult cat, but he's chubby and I love him. And then Ozzy, he is a gray cat. He's grumpy, he's mean, but he tolerates me and he tolerates Titus, and he puts up with both of us. He's getting older, but I've had him since I was like this big. I treat him like a baby and he hates it, but he loves me. This guy, he's hiding in his turtle shelter thing right now, but that is Ovi, named after the great 8 Alex Ovechkin from the Washington Capitals. He is my favorite. I love him so much because 1, he doesn't make a mess, and 2, he's quiet, and 3, he's grumpy and he's cute. We have an axolotl. We didn't really come up with his name, but Bethany, Titus' sister, came up with the name, and I loved it. Ricky, that's what it was. His name in my book is Ricky, and Titus says no. So he does not like the name Ricky. I think that's it. We just have like a bunch of fish. Like, he has a huge 30-gallon fish tank, 40 gallons, something like that. And then he's got a beta out there named Titan, after the Tennessee Titans. Oh, and we got fish in our pond, goldfish, but they don't have names. Coffee or tea? Pre-pregnancy, I'd say coffee. Now that I'm pregnant, I don't drink coffee. I'm not like a huge coffee drinker anyway, but now I drink herbal teas and things like that. Like, my favorite one right now is, and has always been, the black chai spice or something like that, and it's from the company called Stash, and it smells like fall and it feels like fall, and it is tasty. Long-term goals. My biggest goal in the long run would just be, this sounds so cliche, but to be like the best mom not only to Zoe, but whoever other children I have in the future that I can possibly be, and have a healthy, really stable marriage. Those are like my biggest goals right now, long term. Okay, favorite meal of the day, probably dinner, because here's why. I don't like breakfast, and every once in a while I'll get in the mood for breakfast, but besides that, it's not for me. Lunch I like, but it's just kind of boring. I don't know. It's like middle of the day, and usually that's right before Titus goes to work, so I'm like, it's like mundane. So my favorite's dinner because you can like have the whole day to do stuff. So like we're always outside working on something. So let's just say that we worked on the pond and we got done a big project. The first thing I love to do after I finish a project, I want to get cleaned up, showered, put on a fresh face of makeup, a nice outfit, and I love to go out to eat for dinner, like evening time. I don't know why. In general, dinner's my favorite. What do you do for a living? I don't do right now I don't do anything. Before I got married, I worked at Chick-fil-A for like a year. Eventually I wasn't working as much, so I wanted to get more hours and like have a set schedule. So I quit there, and then Titus got me like an application for Hunter Douglas and put in his name as a reference. So I worked at Hunter Douglas for a year almost. I just recently quit in, I think it was February 20th. And anyway, I quit there. I was a window blind maker. It's really exciting and kind of embarrassing. It's really not a bad job. I liked the work, I just didn't like the hours, and like some people can get on your nerves, but like that's life, like anybody will at any job. So the biggest thing for me was like the schedule, because it was 10 hours a day, Monday through Friday. In the summertime, they'll tack on Saturdays too. So usually like Monday through Saturday, 3 p.m. to 1 in the morning. But we never worked Sundays, so I could always guarantee that day off, but it was just too much. So I quit after I found out I was pregnant. It's really hard on your feet too. That was a big thing. I was babysitting before coronavirus came, and then the lady that I babysit for, she was nice enough to say stay home, stay safe, and stay like out of the world right now. As of now, I just stay home, keep the house clean, and cook, and I really like it. It sounds lazy, but I like to be a housewife, and that's like my favorite thing to do. So first thing you notice about somebody, attitude. The biggest thing for me is I do not like bad attitudes. I like very nice people. Smiling's a big thing. I don't like grumpiness. So the first thing I notice is somebody's attitude, how they talk, how respectful they are to people, and if they're nice to me and my family and my friends and my husband and things like that. So I don't really notice the looks at first, but if we're talking physicalities, the first thing I notice is people's eyes, just because that's the first thing my eyesight goes to. But yeah, challenges that I think the next generation might face. The biggest one I think is like responsibility and taking personal responsibility for your actions. Because I feel like this generation, and I'm not grouping anybody in certain, but just like for the most part, I feel like the next generation has a problem with not taking responsibility for their actions. I guess I'll just leave it at that. There is hope. We just have to keep praying for future generations. I worry about Zoe, because that's the baby, by the way. Baby Zoe will have a lot to face with, like, I think crime is going to get worse. I think everything crime related is going to get way worse in the coming years. But Jesus will come soon, very soon, I hope, and I think within at least her generation, I think Jesus is going to come back. That's my opinion. 3 habits that I would suggest to improve your daily life. 1, I would say praying every single day, even if you don't feel like it, because I don't always feel like praying. I don't always remember to, which sounds really bad, but the times that I don't want to pray, if I'm going through like the worst hardship and I just want to cry and like be left alone, I always remember to pray and like really let out everything that I'm feeling, thinking, and like being torn up about. I talk to God, and I always notice that when I do that, when I don't feel like praying, those are the times when everything changes like that. It could be like real change, but it could also just be a mental switch where God shows me the things that I've been given and the things I've been blessed with and the things that I'm thankful for. So that's number one. Number two would be reading my Bible, because there's been so many times again where I don't feel like it, and I'll open it up and I'll pray over it and ask God to show me something new, show me something fresh that I can take into my daily life. And he always comes through with like, it could be even a passage that I've read in the Bible before that I skimmed over and like completely missed the whole point of, and then it can mean something completely different that next time that I read it. That's why they call it the living word, because it never stops changing. It stays the same, but God shows you different things each time that you pick up your Bible. Number three habit, keeping a clean home. As dumb as that sounds, it's just like, I've noticed lately I've been cleaning a lot more. We got a new vacuum and I'm really excited about it because it smells good. It has like a smelling good filter on it. But anyway, when I deep clean after not having cleaned for a while, it feels so good, and I feel more accomplished. When I don't clean, I feel cluttered. I feel like my mind can't think straight. So I would say clean as often as you can and keep your house in order, because it helps. Favorite season and why? My favorite season is definitely summer, because one, not to sound selfish, but it's my birthday, and who doesn't like to party on their birthday? And two, it would be probably fall, because I like I like the atmosphere. I like the smell of fall leaves crunching, if that makes sense. And then three, I would put down probably spring. I don't hate spring, but I hate the rain that it brings. And then four would be winter, because the older I get, I do not like the snow anymore. I like to see it, and I like to have one big snowstorm, but then I want it to be over. What makes me angry? Probably the biggest thing that makes me angrier more than anything in this world is bad drivers. I can't stand a bad driver, and there's so many now. Like, I can go down the road and see like 5 different traffic infractions, is that what it's called? Like mess ups, people messing up and not driving correctly. It drives me crazy. Like, driving over the line into my lane is the biggest thing. I can't stand it. Or not using their blinker, or especially if you're waiting to go and then they turn and you just, I hate it. Big life changes coming up. In one answer, Zoe Elizabeth Pilcher, our new addition, is going to be the biggest, by far, life change that we'll probably ever have, because we're going from not having children to having one child, and I think that's going to be harder than even going from one child to 2. That's still going to be hard, but I feel like this is probably the biggest change. So we will see how it goes. We're just going to take it a day at a time and pray over this poor child, because it's going to be rough. It's a crash course for sure. And my last question is my favorite holiday. Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday because, one, who doesn't love Jesus? And two, who doesn't love like Christmas trees and decorating Christmas trees and baking Christmas cookies and the smell of Christmas candles and Christmas cookies and Christmas trees? We always buy the candle that smells like tree fir or whatever it's called. It just smells so good. And then like decorating for Christmas. This whole house like turns into Santa's workshop, and we have like decorations everywhere, like tinsel, and then we have the tree decorator, we have the tree skirts, we have like snowmen everywhere, and so much more. I sound dumb because that's like nothing, but there's so much more. We put lights outside, and then we have like things on the door. a welcome mat. It's just, I love Christmas so much, and the smell of Christmas is amazing. If you love Christmas, you know what I'm talking about. Those were my 20 questions about me, and if you have any more questions, you should definitely let me know. Drop them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to respond. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, leave a like, leave a comment, let us know what we could be filming next, and be sure to follow our page and turn on the notifications so that you can receive notifications every time you want to see my pasty face pop up on your feed, or Titus. He's cute too. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Bye!